library take and make project. Today we're going to be making Wheat Stalk Dinner Rolls, and these are really fun. And my name is Teri. I'm also known as a Vineyard Baker. Okay. The first thing you're going to need is a mixing bowl, a good sized baking tray, a whisk. I'm up there. Some parchment paper, which I've also included in your bag. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is make sure you have clean hands. Now, you should have with you right now your bowl and measured out 1 3/4 cup of water. And we're going to put those right into our bowl. Go. Okay. So there's both cups of water. I'm just going to put that over to the side. Now, from your bag, you want to take your yeast, which is already pre-measured, and you're going to sprinkle that over the water, just so it's everywhere over the surface of the water. You'll see that it floats on top of the water, and that's fine. That's what it's supposed to do. And then just give it a little stir, gentle stir. Don't swash it all over the bowl, but just a gentle stir. We're just trying to get the yeast particles wet so that they become soft. And this is actually what makes them come alive, is when you add water to them, they become active. But this is done. It's already milky. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to get your pre-measured bread flour. This is 4 cups. And gently, very gently, go ahead and pour it right into the bowl. There it goes, just all over the top of the water. Make sure you get it all, because this is, like I said, it's pre-measured, so you want to, the recipe should work just perfectly. There we go. Okay. Now with the salt, just make sure that all the flour is over the water. You're going to sprinkle the salt over the flour, just like that. How easy is this? This is such an easy recipe. It really is. And there you go. The other thing too that I like to do is roll up my sleeve. I'm going to use one hand, and I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just kind of start chopping it in there with the dough scraper, or bowl scraper. It has a lot of names, but it's a really good tool. It should have a lot of names. It comes in handy for a lot of purposes. So as you can see, what we want to do is you want to try to get all the flour mixed in, and just keep like flipping it over itself. Just flip it over. But okay, so you see what I'm doing here is getting this dough. This is called incorporating. Okay, so that looks good. I'm going to start using my hand. Now, this might seem a little bit dry. If it is, you can add a little bit more water to it. Sometimes flour tends to dry out when it's sitting in a bag. So I have put a little bit of water in this bowl and just like sprinkling it just a little bit, because I want to try to get this all the way so that there's no flour left in the bowl. All right, so at this point, it's very well kneaded. It's kind of like clay, isn't it? We're going to let it rest before we finish kneading it. So right now, this is what we call a shaggy dough. It's just shaggy, and it's not, there's nothing developed there. It will rip easily. It rips very easily. Now, if we let it rest a little bit, you're going to see a little bit of a change happen. So that's what we're going to do. Everything is incorporated. So here we have our dough, and this is a period where we're going to go ahead and do stretch and folds. Now you can see it still looks rather shaggy. It's not smooth or neat. What you're trying to do right now is just to get the flour hydrated so that everything just starts to grow together. So to stretch and fold, it's really simple. You just work within the bowl. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull it out from the side and fold it over itself. And then you go ahead and do it again. And again. And you just kind of keep doing this. And this is actually, you can see now, it's not ripping as much, is it? Now that's where the gluten is starting to really develop, and that's what makes really good bread. So you're doing a good job if you've got that happening. You can even test it. Just hold it up, pull it up, and see if you can get it to stretch. Look at that. It's great. And now you can see it's just starting to come into a nice neat ball. And that is a sign that you're doing a great job and everything is working right. So at this point, if you've done like 8 or 10 stretch and folds, you can go ahead and let it rest again. There's still a couple of lumps there, as you can see, but it's getting smoother. Do you see how much smoother your dough is? All right, so now we're gonna let that sit again for another 15 minutes. I know, oh, all this waiting. And when we come back, it's going to be even better. It'll be smoother and the gluten will be really strong. See you in 15 minutes. So after you've done your stretch and folds and your dough has rested for about an hour, you should have something that looks like this. Isn't that lovely? It's risen nicely. It's nice and smooth. You can see. Perfect. Now we're ready to start shaping our dough. So I'm going to just put, what I'm going to do is take the table flour or surface flour, and I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit, not a lot, just enough on the table. Like this, just like that, and I have extra if I need more. Then this dough is really soft and it's really nice. Look at that. Isn't that nice? At this point, you probably want to start your oven and put it at 375 so it's warming up. You don't want to start with a cold oven. So if you haven't started your oven, you should probably go ahead and do that. The dough scraper, and what you want to do is to try to get 2 equal pieces, and this looks to be about right. This one's a little bit thinner, so if I were to, yep. So here I have 2 equal pieces. Whoops. Now I just get a little bit more, just a teeny bit more flour here. Okay, for the shaping. Now there's something called a bench rest, and that's what we're working on right this second, is a bench rest. Now this is where you're gonna just kind of fold your dough in half. So you have a nice rectangle, it's long towards you, and you're just gonna go ahead and push it down with your palms. Should be really nice. Look at that. Okay, and you have something that looks like that. Just put that aside and do it with the next one. Same thing. Just gonna fold it in half and push the edges together with your palms. Just kind of roll it. So you have that, right? Okay. All right. Now this dough is really good. I think I can just start working with it. If it seems a little bit tough and it's giving you a bit of a fight, you can just let it rest a little longer and it will come to life again. It's the gluten. The gluten likes to go like this, and when it relaxes, the gluten comes apart and it's easier to work with. So if it gives you a fight, just let it rest for 5 minutes, come back to it, it's okay. But this is quite ready, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how you're going to roll out your dough for the leaf cutting, which is next. So you're just going to start with the palm of your hands, and you just kind of go outward, just like with Play-Doh, the same exact method, just like that. Look at that, and there it is. And we have it. Look at that. That's, I'll bet anything that's 18 inches. So you can just grab your tray. So put this over there. Just gonna see, it's actually a little longer, and that's fine. You can just kind of scrunch it up on there. These are gonna make beautiful rolls. And that's one, and you have one done. Okay, how easy was that? I'm gonna do another one. Just gently rolling with the palms of your hands. Okay. All right, bring the tray in, put them just, so you want to have just about like a hand's length apart because you're going to be cutting these. So, all right. Now, remember to be careful when you're using scissors. They're pointy and they are sharp. Now, opening the scissors, you should have them at an angle across the dough where the tip is touching the tray. You begin by cutting and then turning the dough out, watching your fingers, and flip it to one side and then to the other, and just continue on about 1.5 inches apart. Now, once you have 8 or 9, you can turn the tray and you do the same thing in the opposite direction. And there you have it. Nice even leaf doughs. If you want to, you can go ahead and put on some of those seeds that were included in your bag. Here I have poppy seeds and sesame seeds, and they add nice color as well as flavor. Ta-da! Now, if you wanted to, you can also make a wreath using the very same method. You would take the same dough, instead of making it 18 inches, you're going to make it 30 inches, which is pretty long. Okay, so once you have this at about, let me just see here, just about 30 inches, it's a little bit longer, that's okay. You're going to move it to the tray, and you're going to make a circle. This should overlap just a little bit, as if it was already a roll. So you're going to have it be just like that. You can see that? I'm going to turn it around for you. So that's what it should look like. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of do the same exact thing, only this time I'm going to leave them going in one direction so that they look like leaves on a wreath or branches. It's the same exact thing. And we're actually doing a few more than we do with the branch rolls or the stalk rolls. This is because it's a little more decorative. So there you go. And you have that. Now what you can do here is you can put some basil or some kind of herbs, green herbs, and cherry tomatoes inside here in this little sticky area, and you can bake that off, and it's really pretty, and I'll show you in a quick video how to decorate that. If you want to make your wreath a little more festive for the holidays, you can add color by using cherry tomatoes and sliced basil. Not only does this provide beautiful color, it also adds a delicious flavor. Bake as you regularly would, 15 minutes in the oven. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes. We're going to go ahead and pop our rolls into the oven. These are just beautiful. Nice and golden brown. Wow, wow. Well, that just about wraps it up for today. I hope you enjoyed baking with me today. I am going to really enjoy these rolls with some nice hot soup. I know that you will too. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at info@vineyardbaker.com. I'm happy to answer any of your bread questions. Until we bake again, be well. Bye.